Racial and economic justice go together. You cannot have one without the other. I think there is a global awakening. There have been many times throughout history where there's been those sparks and those moments. I mean, the Marcus Garvey movement, the Garveyites, was one of those. Even the Nation of Islam, as controversial, as they were, was another type of black nationalism, a type of economic black nationalism. I think we are ripe for black nationalism, both as independent, nations, but then also as a world.
What do you really mean by black nationalism? Are you talking about black first, or are you talking about, what do you mean by it?
I mean, the whole notion that there has to be a black agenda wherever black people are.
Yes.
You can love your individual country. That's a beautiful thing. But you are black first. And the hell that you are catching, to quote Minister Malcolm X, you catching hell because you're black. And so there has to be a consciousness about what black people need to live good lives. In the United States of America, we need a decrease in police brutality. We need a criminal justice system that doesn't see us more criminal than somebody else. We need to be paid good wages for our work. We need reparations for the stolen labor of our ancestors. We need to be able to build wealth. Do you know, Lester, there are studies out there that even among some of the most successful black people, that there is no guarantee that their children won't fall into despair. And during the 2008 Great Recession, black people in America lost 50% of their wealth through their homes. There has not been any atonement for any of that. So when I'm speaking about a nationalist, I'm talking about the centering of black people's needs. And you know what we find? When the needs of black people are centered, everybody benefits. I rarely hear anybody talk about the black diaspora. There was once upon a time, with Marcus Garvey, that phenomenon, that movement. A lot of black activists around the globe, but particularly in the United States of America, being very sensitive. Even, James Baldwin, who actually left. Dr. W.E.B. Du Bois looked at the situation in the United States of America and went to Europe. Nina Simone left, a famed singer of the 20th century, famous for the song Mississippi Goddamn, talking about black bodies swinging from black trees. So there has been a consciousness level that maybe in the United States, true freedom and liberation for American descendants of slaves may not necessarily come. And in that moment in the 20th century, there was much more talk in the early part about the black diaspora, us coming together. Because you know what the difference is? Your ancestors just got dropped off at a different port from mine, but we catching the same mail. Yes, we must come together on a regular basis. Just pick a few issues that we can unite. It doesn't have to be all the issues. It needs to be a few. One to me would be climate chaos, because our people suffer disproportionately as black people, other people colored, and poor people from all walks of life. We must make a demand. And then also for the continent of Africa to be overrun by global corporations where black people themselves are not really reaping the benefit of the bounty. We must have those kind of conversations. I think we must lock arm in arm on the environment and also on economics, black wealth, globally. The world would explode.
So how can we better link the struggles? Because it sometimes feels that sometimes people say African Americans seem to be in your own bubble over in the United States and care very little about what's going on in the UK. Is that fair?
No, it's not. There's a consciousness, and understanding is a two-way street. One of my favorite leadership gurus, Stephen Covey, has a quote that I love. And I guess you can tell now I'm a quote queen, but he said, seek first to understand and then to be understood. I will say that many in the African American community also believe that people of African descent don't really care about our struggle either. So I think the first step is for us to get understanding, seek some understanding one to another, and then to find those issues that are global in nature that we can link on. Again, social economics and the environment are two very good places to start.